I'm having a really hard time stepping aside from my ego at the moment. Not only recording this episode wise, but just in general. Like I just spent 10, 12 minutes trying to film this first thing, and I felt such a blockage, and I still feel it, and I don't know what to do. And I feel like constantly with every action I'm like worried with what people think. I'm worried about how I sound and how I look and how I'm perceived. Like right now, a very heavy thought in my mind is like, oh, when people see my videos, like, what are they gonna think? Like, are they gonna say I'm crazy for using terms like the universe or like higher power or like just like stuff like that? And that is such a huge thing that I want to get over because I do believe, like, when I'm thinking thoughts in my head in a spiritual way, they sound so natural and normal. Then when I try and say them out loud, it's really awkward unless I'm talking to someone who is even more confident in it than I am. That's when I like feel safe to open up. So that's why this is a challenge for me, but it's a necessary challenge because I've been very called to do so. So I know it's meant to be hard, but I know I'm also meant to do it. There's a homeless guy living in the empty lot next to my apartment, and he's collecting items, and I'm just distracted by it. But, anyways, so I felt a little called to make another episode. It's been 2 months since I posted my last podcast episode. I did post a little scrapbook with me 2 days ago, or not 2 days, 8 days ago at this point. And that was really fun. I really want to make more videos. But like I said, my ego is just like getting in the way. And I keep thinking about how I'm going to be perceived. But I'm trying to let that go currently. That's what stopped me in the past from making YouTube videos and stuff. I used to think like I remember in high school I was like, okay, once I graduate high school, I'll be free. Like after I can't start a YouTube channel until I graduate high school cuz I don't want people talking about it in school and like making fun of me and stuff. And obviously looking back, I wish I would have started because like who cares? But I also understand it cuz I'm still feeling the same type of fear. And it's really like, what's the worst that could happen? I get a little embarrassed. I'm cringed out by what I say in a couple weeks, months, or years, but I did it. So who cares? It's a goal that I've been wanting to do. So I'm gonna do it. I feel like this podcast has just been me talking myself off a ledge kind of, and just talking about, oh, I'm gonna do this. I don't really know exactly what I'm supposed to do, which sounds so stupid, but I know that I feel a creative urge and I feel a want to talk to people and to connect with people, and this is the first step to that I am being shown. So I'm going to just follow it and see it through and see what happens. Today I wanted to talk about, so I have a little notes page, but it's kind of hard to like stay on a script. I kind of like to just say what comes to mind. But I have environment, friends, and fear is what I wanted to talk about. Right now, I kind of wanted to talk about the fear because that's kind of also ties back to like the fear of judgment or just like the social anxiety of it all. I've talked about this book a lot, but this book, Many Lives, Many Masters, helped me while I was reading it. It helped me get rid of fear and especially fear of death. It's been a couple weeks, I think, maybe a month or two since I finished it. No, only like a couple weeks, and the fear is creeping back in again because I'm a very anxious person and I just imagine the worst case scenario in everything. But I've been trying to remind myself, like, what's the worst that could happen? Like, I talked about this before, but like with traveling, I traveled alone for the first time, and I realized that traveling doesn't have to be really stressful and like such an anxiety inducing thing. Cause it's like, what's the worst that could happen? You miss your flight, and then what? You have to wait 2 or 3 hours and just get on a new one. You could even take it as far as what's the worst that could happen? You crash and die. That's morbid for sure, but it's like, okay, what if you die? Like, then you're dead. And well, there's a whole other layer to it, but it's that simple. Like, a lot of people say that DMT is released when you die, and if that's the case, then you just have a fun little trip to look forward to. And okay, wow, I guess I'm jumping into my thoughts on what happens after we die. But actually, I don't really care to do that right now. Basically, if you die, that's the worst that could happen. You're dead. You're sad. That's just another experience. Oh, I sound crazy. I sound crazy, don't I? But let's chill out with the death. Like, yeah, a lot of people are scared of that, but let's start more tame. Like, and this is to myself because I literally have these issues. Like, it ties in with the friends thing. I'm trying to like make new friends and talk to people, and I get so like scared. I get so anxious to go, and I get so anxious to talk to people, and it's like, what is the worst that could happen? Like, I faint and then what? Like, nothing is like horribly like gonna affect me that much. Like, I'm in control. I make choices on how I deal with things, and I trust my instincts and I trust my intuition. So if I just stick to that and I trust my higher self and the universe, then what's the worst that could happen if I'm just following what I'm being called to do? So I've been trying to live by that. And it is hard because there's ways to complement, or there's ways that it gets a lot more complicated than that, obviously, like death or like privilege, like your state of being and your environment that you're in, or like mass tragedies and like wars and shit. Like, but on the day to day right now, it's pretty simple for me. Like, I am lucky enough to be able to do whatever I want to do and not worry about my anxieties coming true. Like, I always just remind myself, like, I'm safe. I don't have to stress about anything right now. I literally just get to sit here and live my life and experience it. And I get the choice to react and to follow whatever path is given to me. I get the choice to do whatever I want, try whatever I want, create whatever I can. And yeah, so I'm trying, like probably many of us are, I'm trying to just let go and not constantly think about everything. Like, I was bowling yesterday and I started off really good. I was getting all the pins down in the two turns, for probably the first like 4 rounds. Like, I was like, oh yeah, I'm like great at bowling. Like, yeah. And then I started doing horrible, and then I was getting gutter balls every other turn. And it's just like, it's such a blockage that's like, okay, stop thinking. Like, just go up there and do your instinct and just stop thinking. And once I have that, it's like a thought spiral. Like, once I have that thought, I'm like, can't get it out of my head, and then it literally affects my performance. Like, and I think that that's what happens on a day-to-day basis. Like, I'm just literally not thinking, and I feel amazing because I'm not thinking about how I feel. And then sometimes when I start over analyzing things, that's when it gets bad. So I've been trying to find more time and more ways to just access that middle area of like just peace and not thinking. Because once I start thinking, oh, I need to relax, I need to meditate, okay, go into a meditative state, that's when the complete opposite happens, and I'm shaking and I can't speak. And it's really frustrating because I'm like, okay, I just need to be myself. How do I be myself without knowing, without like telling my brain to do it? Does that make any sense? I do believe that there's a way for me to live my life more like that, but I also think it's another type of gift to be able to overanalyze things, because then it kind of makes sense to me and stuff. But it's a blessing and a curse, of course. So yeah, I've just been trying to find that middle ground and find that space between where I'm kind of like just tap into my conscious and like, I don't know, like you have a vision of yourself. You can visualize yourself as your highest self, and there's a way to tap into that. And I think for others, it comes more easily. Like for some, it is just that simple of like, just relax, just chill, just like stop overthinking. But for me, it's really, really not. And that's what I'm struggling with right now. But, you have to struggle. And I do see, like, I see that I will be able to come out of it. So yeah, honestly, this is a really fast episode. I feel like that's all I kind of wanted to talk about. I have a lot of other notes, like talking about friends and let's see, um and being called to create things and want for self-improvement, but that's kind of all I feel like talking about at the moment. But yeah, I just kind of I'm excited to see where my goals take me and see, like, I'm really just trying to let go and not control everything and not plan everything out. Like, I just really want to just follow what path I'm being guided towards. And again, I don't really know what that is going to look like or what that's going to mean, but we're just doing it as it comes. And I hope maybe if you feel the same way, do whatever you're called to do. Like I'm going to watch a show and finish my little felting project right now. I just cleaned my whole apartment. That was amazing. And yeah, I really want like some questions to answer or some talking points because I'm kind of struggling with that part. It's kind of hard to get going because I do love talking about my own life, but I feel egotistical. I do feel like egotistical just talking about my experiences, but yeah, I also want to do some vlogs and some other type of videos of like the art projects I'm doing, or just kind of like maybe even some fashion videos or apartment hunting or like my morning routine, night routine, gym routine, stuff like that. So yeah, I'm just going to kind of do things as they come. But thank you so much for watching. I know it was a very short little episode. I think I'm still going to post it on my wherever I go because, nothing's set in stone. This is not like a legit thing yet. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you're interested, leave me a comment or something to talk about and I will mention your name and your whatever. Like, I just would love to get some talking points. But yeah, thanks for watching. Go check out my other videos if you feel like you want a little more talking because this is the shortest video ever. But yeah, thanks. Bye.